Several weeks after Liam's wedding, peace returned to the Marquis Manor. It didn't last long. One afternoon, an anxious servant rushed into the study. Young Master Owen has been seen entering the East Market gambling house with several noble youths. My heart sank. In my previous life, this was where everything had begun. Owen had first tasted gambling there. Small bets became large debts. Soon, he was borrowing money from dangerous people, dragging our family into endless trouble. This time, I wouldn't let him take even the first step. Marcus immediately stood. "I'll come with you." A familiar voice spoke from the doorway. "So will I." Liam entered with his husband Nathan, who now carried himself with far more confidence than before. The four of us rode toward the gambling district. The gambling house was loud and filled with smoke. Coins clattered across tables while men shouted excitedly. In one corner sat Owen, surrounded by older nobles encouraging him to wager more. One of them laughed. "Come on, double it." Owen hesitated. Before he could answer, bang! Marcus kicked the doors open. Silence fell over the room. Every gambler turned toward us. I walked straight to Owen. "Stand up." He lowered his head. "Second brother." Several thugs stepped forward. "This is a private establishment." Liam cracked his knuckles. "Good. I've wanted to stretch." The next few moments were chaos. Liam disarmed one man with a single throw. Marcus subdued another effortlessly. Nathan blocked the exit so no one could flee. I pulled Owen safely behind me while the gambling house emptied in panic. When the dust settled, broken tables littered the floor. The owner knelt, trembling. "We'll never allow young masters inside again." Back home, Owen knelt in the courtyard. He expected father to punish him. Instead, I dismissed everyone else. "Owen." He refused to meet my eyes. "I just wanted my friends to like me." I sighed. In my eyes, strength isn't winning money. It's protecting the people who trust you. He looked up. "Can I still change?" I smiled. "Of course." His shoulders relaxed for the first time that day. Scene 5. Training begins. From the next morning onward, Owen's routine changed completely. At sunrise, Liam taught him martial arts. After breakfast, Marcus explained military discipline. In the afternoon, Nathan taught strategy using chess. Every evening, I taught him how to read people's intentions instead of their words. He complained constantly. "My brothers are demons." Liam laughed. "We're making sure no one else can fool you." Slowly, the carefree boy began to mature. Scene 6. A hidden plot. Meanwhile, Claire and Ryan met in secret. "Your last two schemes failed," Ryan muttered. Claire calmly unfolded a map of the capital. "Then we'll attack where Ethan isn't looking." She pointed to several officials' names. "The sixth prince needs allies. We'll buy them." Ryan grinned. "And if someone refuses?" Claire smiled coldly. "Then we'll ruin them." The conspiracy around the throne quietly expanded. Scene 7. The Crown Prince's visit. One evening, an unexpected guest arrived at the Marquis's manor. The Crown Prince himself. Marcus welcomed him into the study. I served tea before quietly withdrawing. Just before I reached the door, the Crown Prince called my name. "Ethan." I turned. Marcus nodded slightly, giving me permission to remain. The Crown Prince studied me. "I've heard you've prevented several unfortunate incidents." His gaze was calm but sharp. "Our empire will soon need people who can see danger before it arrives." Though he said no more, I understood. He had begun to notice me. Scene 8. Owen's first mission. Days later, Marcus tested Owen. A servant deliberately delivered false information about missing tax records. Instead of reacting impulsively, Owen quietly questioned everyone involved. By sunset, he returned with the truth. It wasn't theft. It was forged paperwork. Marcus nodded with approval. Liam proudly crossed his arms. Nathan smiled. I couldn't hide my own pride. My little brother was finally learning to think before acting. Over the following months, Owen solved one case after another. Corrupt tax collectors, smugglers, officials accepting bribes. No matter how carefully criminals hid their tracks, Owen always found them. Soon whispers filled the capital. The devil investigator is coming. Hide nothing. He'll uncover every lie. Even seasoned ministers feared hearing his name. That evening, I waited for Marcus in the courtyard. He returned long after sunset, exhausted. Without a word, I poured him a cup of warm tea. He accepted it. "You always know." I smiled. "You've forgotten dinner 3 nights in a row." Marcus looked at me quietly. "When this is over, I'll make time for this family." His words were simple, yet they warmed my heart. Noah had grown much brighter. One afternoon, he ran across the garden carrying a paper kite. He stopped before Marcus. "Father." Marcus froze. Noah turned toward me. "Uncle Ethan." The little boy smiled. I want all three of us to fly the kite together. Marcus's eyes reddened ever so slightly. For the first time since my sister disappeared, he laughed, a genuine laugh. Ryan grew increasingly frustrated. Every scheme fails. Claire remained calm. The Crown Prince only wins because Ethan keeps changing history. Ryan slammed his fist onto the table. Then let's remove Ethan. Claire's expression darkened. No. First, we'll uncover his greatest weakness. She quietly ordered spies to watch every member of our family. A royal decree arrived. The emperor wished to reward Owen for exposing corruption. Inside the grand hall, the emperor studied him carefully. You are young, but your judgment is sharp. From this day forward, you shall serve under the Imperial Investigation Bureau. The ministers applauded. Outside the hall, Marcus placed a hand on Owen's shoulder. You've earned this. Father looked on proudly. I silently thanked fate. This was the future Owen had deserved all along. That evening, as our family celebrated Owen's appointment, Scene 1, the rebellion begins. Winter had arrived. Snow covered the capital as an urgent imperial decree echoed through every street. The sixth prince had raised troops outside the capital. Several corrupt officials had secretly pledged their support. At the center of every scheme, Claire. Just as in my previous life, she had used knowledge from another world to amass wealth, buy influence, and strengthen the sixth prince's faction. But this lifetime was different, because I already knew every move she intended to make. Marcus led the Marquis's family's army to defend the capital. Owen directed the Imperial Investigation Bureau to arrest traitors hidden within the city. Liam and Nathan organized supplies and military strategy for the Crown Prince's forces. For the first time, my family stood together. Scene 2, Turning the Tide. Months before the rebellion, I had quietly warned the Crown Prince about Claire's methods. We improved irrigation, expanded trade routes, and strengthened government granaries before the rebels could exploit shortages. We gathered records of secret payments and coded letters linking noble houses to the sixth prince. When the rebellion began, many of Claire's supporters were already under surveillance. Their plans unraveled before they could succeed. Claire realized too late that someone had anticipated every move. Scene 3, the battle for the capital. The city gates shook beneath the assault. Marcus rode at the front of the defending army, calm and resolute. Liam coordinated troop movements from the command post. Nathan's strategies cut off the rebel supply lines. Inside the capital, Owen uncovered spies attempting to open the gates from within. By dawn, the rebellion had lost its momentum. The Crown Prince's banner still flew above the palace. Scene 4, the villains fall. Claire and Ryan fled toward the western hills. Marcus's cavalry intercepted them before they could escape. Surrounded, Claire laughed bitterly. I knew the future, so why did I lose? I stepped forward. Knowing the future isn't enough. You treated people like pieces on a game board. You believed loyalty could be bought, but trust is earned. She lowered her head. For the first time, she had no answer. The Imperial Guard took both Claire and Ryan into custody to stand trial for treason. The rebellion was over. Scene 5, Peace returns. The Crown Prince ascended the throne after the Emperor formally abdicated due to age and poor health. Marcus was honored for defending the capital. Owen became the youngest chief investigator in the Empire. Liam and Nathan continued serving as trusted military advisors. Father's reputation was restored. Mother smiled more often than I could ever remember. At last, our family had escaped the fate that once destroyed us. Scene 6, A New Life. Not long after peace returned, I began feeling unusually tired. The imperial physician examined me and smiled. Congratulations, you are expecting a child. For a moment, I simply stared. Marcus gently took my hand. His usually composed expression softened into quiet joy. I'm going to be a father again. Tears blurred my vision. In my previous life, I had lost everything. Now, life was giving us a new beginning.